Hey there, this is Julie Blaha, your Minnesota State Auditor. Now, if you're like me, today, after the loss of Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, all the things we're dealing with, COVID, a looming election, today you may feel like you need to do something. You need to take some sort of big, huge action, something that merits the challenge before us. And I'll tell you, that can be really overwhelming. It can be extremely daunting, almost paralyzing. So how do we handle this? In times like this, I like to think of one of my favorite parables, and that is the parable of the crow and the pitcher. There was a crow. She was dying of thirst, and she comes upon a pitcher with a little bit of water in it. Not much, a little bit toward the bottom. Now, it's something she couldn't get her head down and her beak into there. And so she was thinking about what she would do. You know, first she tries to tip the pitcher over. Now, that wouldn't have necessarily been real successful, and it was too heavy anyway. So what did she do? Well, she grabbed a pebble. Now, this is actually behavior of actual crows. Actual crows will do this and understand this kind of physics. So she took a pebble and dropped it in. And she took another and dropped it in. And as she started dropping in pebbles, she starts to see the water rise. And eventually, after she's dropped in enough pebbles, the water has risen to a place where she can drink. Now, that's what we need to do ourselves today. Right now, it doesn't feel like there's anything huge that we can do. Well, the things that are our pebbles, things like making phone calls, having conversations with our friends, signing up for a text bank, all those kind of things, they don't always feel like they're enough for this moment. But frankly, they're the only thing that is right for this moment. Because this is the action that we need to do. We need to raise the water level. To get a vote, you need to move the water level up in a person. And that you do one pebble at a time. Now, sometimes the pebbles are small. You know, you make a phone call, they hang up on you. You don't think you've risen the water level at all. Sometimes you get to do something bigger. And maybe you get a little splash out of it. Those are great. Maybe that's when you get a person to say yes to vote or vote early. Those things all matter. But I know it's tempting right now to say, well, shoot, if a pebble matters, maybe a boulder will matter more. Why don't we do this? I'll just chuck a boulder at it. This won't work. It simply will not work. So as much as you feel like you should be chucking boulders, it's not going to be what makes a real difference in November or frankly, anytime. It's all about the little stones. So if you're with me and are ready to put a few pebbles in the jar for this moment, please check the comments section and in this post, and I will put a number of places where you can go and take an action. The kind of action that works, the kind of action that got me in office in 2018, the kind of action that has really always been the thing that truly worked in times like these. Because together, if we all just put a few boulders in, we're going to raise that water level and we could all take a drink. So with that, please see the comments, choose an action, and cheers to the pebbles you're going to drop that will raise the water level and quench our thirst. Thank you.